Alright, hello all you crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite and welcome back to making a 3D RPG in Game Maker Studio. Quests. I said last time that I wanted to work on quests, and this time I'm going to do that. Currently, I have some capabilities to, for example, create NPCs and talk to them and have the game, know, who I'm supposed to talk to when, but I don't really have a dedicated quest structure. And I have a feeling that if I were to just use my regular old cutscene scripting to do this, then the game would get very unwieldy very quickly. Anyway, let's close out of here and let's see. Do I have objects named quest yet in this game data folder? I do not. Okay, so I'm going to go and clone. Let's clone map and name you quest. And the quests. I have, I don't need all of this, but we're going to want to say event inherited. So that's going to be the name and the description and a couple other variables. And I'm going to want stages equals ds list create. And this is going to be a list of quest stages. The quest stages, I think, are also going to be a struct. Type of game data, quest stage, and instead of having stages, I think we're going to have complete equals a true or false value. It's going to be false by default. Floaty marker is going to be the little Skyrim arrow that hovers over people's heads, and I'm going to assign that a value of no one at first, and I'm going to need a way to check if the quest stage is complete or not when you do things like talk to NPCs, like interact with things in the world, like, I don't know, kill foes later on down the line. I'm going to call this validation equals null. And I don't remember if I've talked about null yet in this series, but null is just a script that can take however many arguments you want, and it should always return false. I think scripts without a return statement in GameMaker will return 0 by default, but just explicitly stating null is going to return false. It's basically my way of saying don't run any code at all, because it can swallow any number of arguments and it won't do anything anyway for you. So that's null, and I'm going to go up, scroll up a little into const quest, and I'm going to need to, how about let's clone const location, because I can. I'm going to delete everything in it anyway. Const construct quest. And it's going to be an enum quests. And how about, should I say, I'll give you a placeholder of quest.no to represent nothing at all. And how about test? Is going to be the first quest that we create, and then because I need to create the array of quests so that I can look these up later in the game, global var all quests, because I named them all like that, and all quests equals array add. The size is going to be quest.test. Somebody is pinging me on IRC. I feel like I should deal with this. Okay, enough of that. Where was I? Oh yes, quests. And we declared that array. Next, I'm going to say, how about all quests of quests.no equals, this can be an empty quest with nothing in it. And next, the one that we're interested in, all quests, that should be an S over here. Okay, thank you. Dot test equals, how do I want to create a quest? I might do something like cutscenes, since there's so much variation in what can go into a quest. Like they're not just for example an item with a name, a stat, and a value or anything like that. They can have an open-ended number of stages. Add quest no I don't think so. All right, let's do like I did for cutscenes. All right. This can be const quest. What was it? Test. All right. And all right, let's write that down in here. I think I can close out of this now, just to save some space on my screen. And I think I can. Do I want to look? Okay, so it's. I'm gonna leave this on my other screen so that I can keep these open here and reference them if I need to. Let's make these a little smaller so they take up a little bit less real estate on the screen. There we go. All right, so var q equals instantiate. I spelled that right, cool. Quest, and the name can be test quest. Hey, that rhymes. Again, since when do I point out when things rhyme? I never do that, that's silly. And at the bottom, return the quest. And in the middle, I'm going to declare its stages. The stages ds list add q.stages, and do I want to say like add quest stage, add quest stage, and that can take a name, a description, I know how I'm going to do this, but I also kind of don't know how I'm going to do this. I didn't plan out exactly everything. I just wrote out notes on how the overall structure should be set up for these quests. Give me a minute to think. Alright, well, quest stages are not open-ended. They only have a complete flag, a floaty marker, pointer, and a validation script. And I'm just going to say stage 1 for the title. The complete is going to be defaulted to false, so I don't even need to pass that as an argument to add quest stage. Floaty marker can be NPCs dot quest test guy, and validation script for now can be quest. I'm gonna prefix that QV for quest validation. Test 01. Okay, that sounds good. First, before I actually create the script, so that stops giving me an error, I want an NPC's test quest. Alright, so we're going to name it test quest instead of quest test guy, because that's a slightly less dumb name. NPCs.test quest, add NPC quest test guy. Okay, that's all I need for now. Add quest stage. It's going to be in here somewhere. Add quest stage. And let me just copy and paste that. All right. Add animation is going to be replaced by add quest stage. That's going to take a name, a floaty marker, and validation. All right. And instead of instantiating an animation, it's going to instantiate quest stage. So what was the variable? It's going to be floaty marker maker floaty marker equals argument of 1, and validation equals argument of 2. All right, I think that's good. Now I just need to, somewhere in here, I think in scripting, I'll create a subfolder called quests, or quest validations, or something like that. Actually, inside that folder, I'm going to create another folder called validations in case I want to have other scripts related to quests. So qv test01, qv test01. All right, so what is this actually going to do? I think it's going to be, oh, should I attach a description? I should probably attach a description to quest stages also. Description. Did I spell that right? I think I spelled that right. It's argument 3. After validation, it's going to come to the description. And what do I want you to do? How about you're going to talk to test quest to initiate it. Is that right? I feel like you should talk to test quest to initiate it, and then he'll have you go pick up an item or something like that. Alright, so we'll have you pick up an item. And I don't really care that that's incorrect punctuation at the end. Or for that matter that I misspelled the word the. So this can be test quest item instead. And I'm going to need, what is it? In const npc. Why did I collapse this folder? I did not want to collapse that folder. Alright, so test quest item. Okay. And now I just need to go and test quest item. Instead of quest test guy, it's going to be quest test item. Oh my god. There are so many rhymes in here, and I can't keep them all straight. Anyway, next, you're going to want to, how about stage 2? Instead of quest test item, it's just going to be the regular, the NPC. And pick up an item on the ground and return to the quest test dude. Okay, so that's going to be the test quest of this game. Alright, how am I going to do this? How is the validation script going to work? Well, first, I'm going to fill this in with some curly braces and I'm going to fill those in with curly braces and worry about them later. This can be quest 02. I'll collapse those for now, or I'll close out of those for now. I think I'm done with, I know how the quest structure works. I know how the quest stage structure works. And I just need to figure out how exactly I want to run this code and what I want it to do when you talk to things. Hang on. So when you actually talk to things, when you pick them up off the ground, that, I believe, is in world.begin step. Is it? I feel like it should be in here somewhere. Or maybe... Okay, so this basically gets the text for your crosshairs. The raycast object is going to be the object that you're looking at, the object that your crosshairs are on. Is it in the draw event? I can't imagine I would have put anything in here. That's the title screen again. This is various HUDs. This is... What in the world is this for? Oh, that's for speech bubbles. Crosshairs. Okay, so the interact script. This is what happens, this is what runs when you click on an object. If get release A and movement free, with ray object script execute your interact object, which in 9 cases out of 10 is going to be, for example, talking to an NPC or picking up an item, or I can't think of anything that's really besides that. I know there are other forms of interaction, but most of them are going to be talking to an item or picking up talking to an NPC rather, or picking up an item. Okay, so interact script. What are the interact scripts? Is it library? Oh god, that's hideous. Why do I not organize those better? Where are the interact scripts? Oh, they're in scripting also. Fire, character, movement player stop set scene 0, which is basically the cutscene. Okay. So, when you interact with a character, when you interact with an item, alright, those are separate. Add item, add the little notification, play the sound, remove self from the board, as if this is a board game. Remove self from the game world, and then set the array object to no one. I could say, oh, I need the player to have a list of active quests, don't I? Yeah, I'm gonna need that. That way I know which quests to actually run, right? So player, and I'm gonna go into the create event. How about down at the bottom, active quests equals ds list add. For now, that's gonna be empty. And in interact with item, I'm going to say we're going to loop through dslist size player.active quests I++. We're going to loop through the active quests array, and okay, I think I'm going to want, so I don't have to loop through all the stages too, active stage equals 0. Right? That way I know which stage we're working on the quest, right? All right, so I'm gonna say script execute, my favorite function in GameMaker, player.active quests of I. Now I'm gonna, so I don't have a like 5-mile long chain of code statements. We're gonna say var q equals player.active quests index I. So q.stages q dot, oh, what was it? Active stage, and that's going to be the stage in the quest. That is going to be a quest stage in the list of the quest that you're looking at. Or should I save this to a variable too, because I want it to be legible again? Var stage equals q dot stages of q dot active stage. All right, so we're gonna, instead of that long chain of code statements, I'm just going to say stage dot, what was it, validation? I think that's what it was, right? The variable quest stage. Oh, it's open on my other screen here. Yeah, validation is the variable containing the script of the script that checks to see how you're doing. Let's see, and what arguments am I going to want to pass it? I'm probably going to want to pass it the ID, right? ID, self.id. That way I know exactly like who I'm talking to, who I'm dealing with, and yeah, okay, I can do that. Let's see. I should probably throw this in its own script. Because later on there will be different situations where I want to check this and I don't want to have to copy and paste code. Let's see. Where else? What else am I doing? What else am I doing? What else am I doing? I suppose in the cutscene scripting, where is the cutscene scripting? It's in a folder called Things. Why did I name it Things? There should be quest start, which is basically gonna throw one of the quests onto onto the player's active quest list. And to do this, I'm just going to copy and paste one of these. How about move 2 can get copy and pasted? Quest begin. Begin, I said, not benign. This is going to start a quest. And the syntax is going to just be str begin quest and quest ID. Okay, can get rid of all this. And let's just say ds list add player.active quests, and I could just say argument 0.a of 0 and throw the cutscene script parameter on the list. But it just has to be a list. To keep it simple, I guess I'll do this, and instead of just getting the value of the enum, I could say all quests here. Right? No, I won't do that. That'll, 1, make this a little confusing, and 2, what did I just copy and paste? I think I can close interact character now. Ooh, maybe I didn't want to do that, because I'm going to want to put this in a script and throw that in interact character as well. Where did I just... Oh, str quest begin. All quests of argument a of 0. Because I have a feeling I'll be accessing quests on player.active quests later, and it's just going to be less typing to be able to pull out a value from all quests, active quests, whatever it is, and use it directly instead of having to get the structure out of the enum value. I am making no sense right now. I am sorry. It's going to work. I think it's going to work. I hope it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be sad because that means it's going to take like forever to debug. And I don't like it when things take forever to debug. Anyway. When I talk to the item, this is going to be the code that runs. Actually, there's a few things I have to do, but the first thing that I'm going to do is when I talk to the item, this is going to be the script that runs thanks to this code. And to make sure, I'm just gonna, I'll give this a header just anyway. I'll give this a header. QV test 01. It's going to return a true or false. So I'll give that a Boolean, and it's going to take an entity. And the entity that it's going to take in this case is the item that you talk to. And the item is going to be whatever item is lying on the ground. And I'll say, because items can be assigned to NPCs too, because that makes sense, you know. Let's see. If the item has an NPC index of if argument 0.NPC index. Is it NPC index? I don't really care what script I opened up, I just want to go and images, no, that's not it. Movement, field effects, mind read text. What am I looking for? Alright, so NPC index is the variable that I'm looking for. It's when you register an NPC to the game, the value that it looks at is the NPC index. So I can just say if argument 0.NPC index equals what is it going to be? NPCs dot quest test quest item. Is that it? Alright, good. It's NPCs dot test quest item. Then return true, else. This really could all be one statement, but again, return false. But for the sake of clarity, I I'm gonna try and not make my code completely illegible to people reading it. Alright, so if the NPC index of the item is equal to test quest item, return true, else return false. Then, this is going to return a value, the script execute, and I can say how about if this is true, if this returns true, else do something else. Actually, else not do anything because I just needed to notify you. I'm gonna, for now, show message. No, how about, what was it? Show push notification? I don't know why I called them push notifications because they're really not. Add push notification? Alright, I don't know why, but I made it capitalized, camel case, instead of a lowercase with underscores. Alright, and the text is going to be quest stage dot description completed, right? Not constructed or whatever I started typing earlier. Stage dot description. Okay. That's good, I think. On its own, this might actually work now. I'm also going to want to say q.active stage plus plus to move it on to the next stage. There should be, like, if q.active stage equals the end of the list, then you can just say the quest is completed. But I'll worry about that later. Actually, let's worry about that now. I'll just leave a comment here, completed the stage, and a comment here can be completed the quest after the stage plus plus. And alright, if q.active stage is equal to ds list size player.active, no, not player.active quest, but q.stages, then I guess I'll just do the same thing. This is probably going to be formatted differently later. What was it? q.name, I think. And there probably should be some sound effects coming with this later. But who really cares? Sound effects can wait until like the end of development of this game, if that ever happens. What else do I want? I want an NPC who can actually initiate the quest. Let's see, cutscene, const cutscene. Construct the cutscenes. And test quest. Alright, now I just need to go and actually create this. Where am I? Down here. Oops, nope, don't highlight text in there. But test quest again, because there's like 5 things in this game so far that have the name test quest. But anyway, test quest. Alright. And const cutscene test quest. Let's see. I want to go down here. Let's copy text equip, test equip, and call this quest. And let's see, I lost my false teeth. I lost my some item here. Can you find it for me? And then that's going to be it. We're going to ds list add largs scr quest add. That's it, right? What is it? Quest begin and quests dot test. All right, lowercase test. All right, so this should probably also throw a push notification thing on the screen. Started. I'm going to save this to a variable to save some typing. Q. Var q equals that. Q dot name. All right. I should probably also have it toss out the objective name and description on the screen. I'll worry about that later. First, I'm going to need to clear the compiler cache because I added a couple scripts and it's just going to crash GameMaker if I try to run the game without clearing the compile cache. So I'll see you in 5 hours when this recompiles. And create event player, incorrect type. What is this? DS list add, incorrect type. Oh, I think. Alright, player create. What did I do exactly? Player. Did I say? Oh, come on. DS list create, not DS list add. Alright. Trying this again. Alright, great. It actually started up this time. And I'm going to want an NPC. I just somehow made you pass to the floor. We're going to, no, not that. I want T. There we go, T. And you can have, nope. You can have a cutscene index of quest test, right? Test quest, was it the other way around? It was test quest. And I lost my insert some item here. Can you find it for me? And that caused an error. Trying to index a variable that is not an array. Alright. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I forgot to run a certain script at the beginning of the game. Which I want to do. I'm forgetting all the silly things here. And I probably got all the computer science right, but I just forgot all the silly things. Const quest. Alright. I needed to run that script at the beginning of the game because otherwise it hasn't been initialized yet. Let me close out of there. Alright, take 3. Third time's the charm. Alright, please work. Alright, there we go. Started test quest. It actually made me, for whatever reason, GameMaker wanted me to clean the compiler cache because it just crashed with the exact same error the first time I tried doing this. But it worked when I cleaned the compiler cache. Anyway, what do I want to do? I want an item next. Alright. It is now no longer a Pokeball, but this like ninja star shaped thing because reasons I don't know. The item, I don't really care what it is. How about items.false teeth? And the important thing is that I register this to test quest item as the NPC. Right? Is that not its name? Quest test item. So I'm gonna pick this up. And alright, I picked up tiny item on the ground. And if I were to go back and talk to you, ideally, that's just going to start the quest again. But ideally, like the quest would complete. But what happens if I do this again? I'm going to do this again. Hang on. Alright, so apparently I can't add a quest multiple times. Can I? Well, you're adding it multiple times, but the item didn't advance the quest stage. Oh, that's because it's persistent. That's because of the active quest dot. That's because of the active stage variable in the quest. All right, enough of that. Anyway, what do I want to do now? I've been recording for 50 minutes, although probably 15 to 20 of those are going to be cut out thanks to compile time and me not knowing what to say and trying to think and stuff like that. Let's see. How about the next stage can be something like this, except instead of I feel like that shouldn't have caused a syntax error. Program ends before start of code. All right, have fun with that, game maker. That's an error I have admittedly never seen before. All right. I'm just going to register the NPC instead as the test quest, the NPC instead of the item. And if you talk to him, that should advance the quest stage, right? I think so. Now, I'm just going to... I'm going to move this off to the side, and I'm going to come back to the quest, like, definition, and I'm going to correct the spelling in here because it was really annoying me. And, alright. The description, how about the description? Q.description equals find some item for some dude. It can just be that as the description. And okay, let's run the game again. Hopefully it doesn't force me to recompile because that was really quite annoying. Alright, so there's the item on the ground, there's the NPC, you there. Alright, so we started the test quest. The item, you there. Alright, we picked up the item on the ground. You there. Alright, so you're just gonna start the test quest again. Did I make a mistake? Do I need to do that? No? Why isn't it? This is very minor, but this is very minor. But I want this to work before I end the video. Come on. Why isn't it working? Argument 0.npc index. Oh, I know why it's not working. It's because, again, I'm going to move this to my other screen too, just to get it out of the way. It's because, again, test begin, I can close that. World, I can close that, I think. Push notification, I can close that. Const cutscene. It's because, where is interact item? Alright, so this, I'm going to copy and paste this for now into interact character. Interact character. And this actually just wasn't triggering when I talked to the NPC, but I'm going to want it to trigger. So I'm gonna copy and paste it, and if it works, I'm just gonna make this its own script. I'm gonna call it, I don't know, validate quests or something like that. Validate all quests, something along those lines. Okay. I got a black screen. Hello? Why do I have a black screen? Is this normal? I didn't change anything related to rendering. Alright, let me clear the compiler cache again. I'm gonna have to sit here for a long time. I don't know why that was happening. It's really weird. This is really weird. What happened to the rendering? Please tell me I'm not going to have to step through my code line by line, because I'm definitely not going to enjoy that. It looks like something's being drawn over everything else. Like, it looks like there's going to be a black screen being drawn over everything else, because I can see here, everything is definitely being drawn. Otherwise the frame rate would be much higher, but instead it's not being sent to the screen, or it's not completely being sent to the screen anyway. Or there's something just being drawn over it. The map settings is clear because the map settings, this white background gets drawn over everything else. Still, this is the strangest thing ever. What happens? Okay, so if I drag something into the world, I still get part of the, I get part of this. Is it part of the overlay? Oh no! Oh, how did that happen? I had HUD stuff being drawn over 3D stuff. I bet that was the problem. I'm gonna switch that back to Yo-Yo compiler so it runs the compiler next time. I have no idea how HUD stuff got drawn over 3D stuff. How 3D stuff got drawn over HUD stuff. That would do it, certainly. At least it would explain some of the issues I was looking at. Let's wait for it to run again. Ha! It's back to normal. Alright, so what did I want to test? I have no... That was the weirdest thing. I actually paused the recording and went back to try and like watch the recording to see what I did, to see if I could undo it. Fortunately it was as simple as switching around the order of two events, or two actions rather, and it wasn't something more complicated like accidentally deleting code. Anyway, what did I want to do? I want some NPCs and an item. Hang on. Alright, so there's the NPC, the item. You there! Yes, I can find it for you. In fact, it's just a few feet away on the ground. Alright, completed. Picked up something on the ground. You there! And it just didn't do it. Oh! That's because I commented out code because I was having problems. Let me do that again. Alright, 58,000th times the charm. You there! I can find it for you. I'm sure this is not funny anymore because I've said it so many times. Alright, completed. Return to the quest test dude, and completed the quest. Test quest. And you're just gonna start it over because... Oh. Yeah, that's a shame. The game's gonna crash because if this was a real quest, there would be a check to see if you've completed it or not by somewhere around here, like scr do if, that kind of thing, the branching conditions that I set up for my cutscenes. But do I want to do that now? I don't want to do that now. Do I? You know what? Why not? Let's do that now. So there should be... First, I'm going to move this over to a script. And we're going to call it validate quests. Alright. And it's going to be in capital letters because it's important. And, or should I say validate all quests? Alright, let's call it validate all quests. There. And I have a feeling, is this going to only go in the interact script? Alright, for now, this will be reserved for interact scripts. Because I'm thinking this self.id parameter, I might in the future want to pass it a different value as a parameter, a different entity reference. But for now, I can close out of this. I'll just leave a note. I'll just leave a note to do that later. And next I can say, oh, when you've completed the quests, I'm going to want to remove this from the active quest list. ds list remove, or is it ds list delete? ds list delete, player.active quests. And the position is going to be I. We're going to want to I minus minus because we're removing a value from the list. And we're going to want to ds list add player.completed quests and queue. All right. I have created the completed quest list, haven't I? I think I have. Okay, now I have. And alright, so now once you complete a quest, it gets removed from your list and it gets sent over to completed quests. And I think I'm going to want to, instead of saying quest begin, quest finish? No. No, I don't want that actually. I want... Yes, let's delete that because it's just a duplicate that I didn't need. Code. Return values? Alright, so let's copy get has item and say instead of get has item, get has started quest. This is basically the same thing as has item, except it's going to be has started quest. That's redundant. Has started quest. And then there's not going to be a comparison to no one, because has item returns an item stack, a position in your inventory, and has started quest should just return true or false, right? Okay, and this is going to take, instead of a character and an item, it's just going to take a quest index for var I equals 0, I is less than ds list size player, dot active quests I plus plus. Var no wait, we're gonna say var quest equals all quests of argument 0, and if quest equals player dot active quests of position I, return true. Else, if none of the quests in your active quest list returns true, we're going to just return false. Okay, I think that should work. I hope that works, because I don't feel like having to debug it later. Quest index. Now we're going to say ds list add l args and scr do if. That's it, right? I think it's scr do if. Yeah, alright, that's the one I'm looking for. The conditional script, scr get has, what was it, get has started quest? I think that's what it is. Okay, good. Miss dot equals true, then I might want to go to here. I know go to is kind of bad programming, but since this is really kind of a primitive sort of programming language that I've invented for this cutscene scripting, I have it implemented for like big branches of script. All right, so if you haven't started the quest yet, scr go to, and then there's going to be a keyword start quest, right? And then this is going to be the keyword ds list add l args scr keyword, and then it's going to start the quest, and then once this is all done, you're just going to jump to the end. And the end is just going to be basically when you unlock the player and let them run around on the overworld again. All right, so this is basically an if statement that jumps over certain lines of code, I guess, if a condition is met. I'm going to want to use this again, and instead of saying get has started quest, I'm going to want to also store the value of the quest that we're looking at. Ds list add l come on, nope, L, args, scr, push, raw, and what was it, quests dot test quest, or test, yeah, there we go. All right, so if this value is, if you haven't started this quest yet, then you're going to jump down to here, and you're going to tell the player that they lost some item, can you find it? And it's going to start the quest, and then it's going to jump to the end. And if you have started it, if you have the item, ds list add l args For the sake of simplicity, should I just say, please find my item? Or should I do this like the complete way and have the NPC check if you have the item or not? Because part of me is nagging myself to do this like properly and make a real quest. But the other part of me is saying like, I've been doing this for too long and nobody is still going to be watching by now. And I should just finish off this video. Alright, I won't make you sit here for too much longer. ds list add l args scr talk, please find my stuff. Alright. Now, you know what? Also, for the sake of doing so, now they also turn to face you. Alright, let's run the game. Am I going to need to clear the compiler cache? I don't think I will. Let's just run the game. Alright, please behave the way you're supposed to. Can I find it for you? Okay, so we're going to start the quest as we should. Alright, we're going to pick up the item. Now the quest has started. And you're just going to start it over again. Alright, what went wrong? Get has started quest. Has started quest. I feel like the error is in here somewhere. You know, I could just say, this is kind of cheating, but I could just say ds list find index of quest of a player.active quests and quest. And I could say if this not equal -1. Like this. Oops. Formatting my code. I could just say that. That might be easier. It's going to return -1 if it's not found, right? Yeah, it will. Okay. Well, that might be faster. That might be easier and less error prone than trying to write my own code to do it. Oh. Index value. Okay, so that should be a 0 first because it's variable 0. Okay, let's try this again. Please work. You there! No, I can't actually. Alright, pick up the item off the ground. Alright. And we're just gonna keep on breaking. Well, I saw it complete anyway. I know why it was going wrong, because as soon as I talked to him, the quest was being moved from the active quests to the completed ones. Alright, so I can get rid of that printout there. In that case, crisis averted, and I can just say, I should probably not complete the quest. Should I? Alright, so I'll complete the quest here, and I'll just copy this and say get has completed quest. First I need to clone this. Alright, get has started quest. Duplicate, get has completed quest. Okay, and then instead of player.active quest, we can just say player.completed quests. And Okay. Now I can clone this. Get has completed quest. Okay. I just need to rename that. And what is it? Okay, I can get out of there. And now I can just copy this, I think. It has completed quest. We can go to the end and say, hey, thanks. Right? I just need to copy this block and paste it somewhere else. And say, hey, thanks. And maybe as a reward, he can give out experience or something like that. I don't know. I don't care. All right. Now, let's try this again. Please, work this time. Or at least do something sensible. Working would be sensible. I can't think of anything else that would be sensible that wouldn't be working. I am such a computer scientist. Please, do something sensible. You there! Maybe. Can I find it? Hey, that wasn't the right response. Alright, completed. Pick up the item off the ground. That's weird. This was only supposed to fire... Oh. Oops, screwed up the true-false value there. Alright, please do something sensible this time. You there! Maybe. Please find my stuff. Okay, so that's an appropriate response when I haven't found your stuff yet. You there. Picked up an item off the ground. Why isn't the completed quest wasn't firing? Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Because logically, you haven't started the quest if it isn't in your active quest log and it isn't in your completed quest log. All right, well, instead, I'm just gonna throw this in. Return has completed quest of argument 0. All right. So now the has started quest will also check to see if you've completed your quest. Because logic and stuff. Time to run the game again. I love how this has now become almost as much of a pain as actually scripting the quest was. Alright, what did you say? Technology is incredible. Oops. I love how scripting this cutscene here has become almost as much of a pain as actually programming the quest engine was. Or correction, it's way more of a pain. It's taking almost as long. Anyway. Started the quest. Crosshairs. Picked up the item. Hey, thanks. Alright, cool. This works. Wow. I should not have decided to script that cutscene because that cutscene was way more trouble than it was worth. Yeah, I'm sorry if this wasn't the most interesting thing in the world. I can't promise that these are all going to be interesting. I can just promise that they're going to be productive towards, contributing rather towards making a game. But anyway, hopefully the next one will be a little bit more action-packed. For now, my name is Dragonite. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later. This video is going to be such a pain to edit.